Why, hello there. We're back. All right. So, we're at the, Cora says hello. Hi. Okay, I think we're at the end. I want to say we're at the end, which I'm pretty sure we are, but I can't, like, fully confirm it, of course, obviously. But, like, I feel like we're basically at the end here. I really think, like, we're getting there, guys. And I am so excited. I am so excited for what we might learn at the end of this, because, like, I don't know, like, it seems like it's a lot of crazy stuff might happen. I'm hoping. Especially since I did the grave mistake. And I will preface this so that, like, I don't know, y'all get it when I'm not like, what? At a certain part in the story. I decided to click on the wiki page of our friendly little dragon man, Wahaklahu and I immediately, like, literally, first paragraph got spoiled. So, and it was a very big spoiler too. Like, it was some massive stuff as well. So, yeah, no, it's like, so just by that alone, I don't know if that is going to be the big thing we're going to learn in this quest, although it probably might be. But I really hope there's gonna be other stuff that's going to surprise me as well. I really hope, at the very least. But, yeah, so I really got nothing else to say, then let's just go. In the event that the quest ends early, because I have a feeling it might, like, I feel like we're getting really close to the end here. I don't know, we'll grind, I guess, or just do some other, like, little fetch quests. I don't know, I don't know, maybe, like, after the actual quest itself is done. Again, this is if it ends early. But yeah, so, yeah, I mean, I guess, like, we just, jump right into it. Cora says, oof, once you get spoiled, you can never be unspoiled. No, literally, I didn't even, like, read it. Like, it was barely even a skim. I just looked at it and went, oh, okay. And then I clicked out of the tab, pretended I never saw that. No, I saw that. So, like I said, hopefully there's going to be some other reveals so that I can actually be like, yo, super surprised. Although I have a feeling like the thing I saw specifically is going to be the big one. I am saying this to preface that there might be a moment in this quest where I'm like, uh-huh, and it's like the biggest lore bomb ever. It's because I already had that moment. All right, let's get to playing, guys. I am so unbelievably hyped. All right, let's get to the Infinite Void. And bada bing, bada boom, we're back in Natlan. Nivelette is hanging out with a deer. A deer? Reindeer? Yeah, it's just a deer, I guess. Sipping his water. Nah, they chillin'. Alright, let's get moving. Alright, quests. Time to figure out what happens. So, it's not this one. No, it's for the event, isn't it? Yeah. No. Where? Bro, where is it? It can't be this one, can it? Nope, definitely not that one. Great, now I have to click through all of them because I don't know where... Nope, not that one either. I didn't think it was. It can't be calling from the Masters of the Nightwind. It can't be that. No, it's not. Wait, no, are all of these events? Yeah, no, all of these are events. I'm stupid. There we go. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. Let's go back just a wee bit, just to fully sink in, and maybe get a teleporter too. Just to fully sink in where the hell we are. Yep, there are other things happening in places where you need to go and progress the quests. It's just a little bit annoying, just a wee bit. And then there's other times where I'm like, dang, I wish you could have told me. Oh no. Come on. Alright, let's, I am not fighting that. It's the bulls. Look at this place. Here we are inside of the volcano with all of these floating islands and a definitely fake sky. Oh yeah, definitely a fake sky. There's some cracks right there. Whoa, I almost fell. Some wind currents? Thank you. Oh, heated. Okay. Hot wind currents. You don't want to go in there. Yeah. Look at these. Look at these giant mushrooms. These, like, flying, I don't know, like, snake-looking devices. Ah, it's so cool. It really does look like a... Okay. It really does look... Actually, this makes me wonder, is this how Teyvat looked like before? Because I was going to say it's very... And I know this is like, yeah, well, like, no duh. It's very, like, prehistoric, like dinosaur age. Like, look at this. Look at this right here. Like, I guess prehistoric is the best way to put it, but then it's like, okay, like, what time in prehistory? What do you mean? But I don't know, dinosaur times is what I'm saying. Look at this area right here. Which, I mean, yeah, no duh, because, like, the Saurians are obviously based off of... I need to heal. Saurians are obviously based off of dinosaurs. Ah, pretty. Like, yeah, no duh. But with on that, I was going to say, like... Is this how Teyvat looked like before the not the second who came, before the primordial one? You know? Like, yeah, it kind of gives that vibe. It's so cool. Yes, I will indwell a Saurian. And it's horrific. Actually, a Koholosaur is probably way more, like, because I can actually swim in the lava. Look at that. It's so fun. It's so cool. Ah, it's so fun. Okay. I'm getting distracted. Alright, this is area number 1. These beautiful, beautiful floating islands. And then I think, like, down here is the actual, like, ancient dragon city. Yeah, down here is the... I still have these to get, but, like, let's... No. Down. Sure. Let's go in the middle. Or at least, like, the ruins of the dragon city. At least. Definitely. Buildings everywhere. Well, structures, more accurately. Oh. I won't be able to get that, will I? No, I don't think I will. I can't reach it. No. There's, like, a dumb part of me that wants to figure out, okay, but how does it work as an actual city? And I'm, like, looking at these, like, this, like, area, and I'm like, okay, so this is obviously a street of some kind. You know, these are walls, but walls protecting what? What is this? Is it just a statue? Is it, like, a place of importance? What, was there, like, an office in here? Or, like, I don't know if that makes any sense. I like to look at, like, these old ruins and try to be like, okay, they were obviously designed to be ruins. I doubt, like, the devs thought about, like, oh, and this is, like, where the marketplace used to be, but I like to imagine it because it's fun. There's, like, old, bridges. It's just lava down there, isn't it? Yeah, it's just lava. It's a lot of circles. Oh, whoa. Hold on a second. Get ready to hear me nerd out here. Although that's what I do most of the time. That right there. That right there. Like when you align yourself, because they're kind of like, no, but when you align yourself like that, that's the symbol of the 3 moons. Oh my god, is that why everything is so circular? They're moons. It's a symbol of a moon. Those are the 3 moons. You know, I've mentioned this before, but I've always had a theory. No, okay. I had the theory early on, but and then I kind of stopped having the theory because I thought, oh, okay, it was just like, it's kind of like outdated, we know a lot more, and now I'm being like, hold up, was I right the whole time? Like, my theory was that the moon sisters, like the 3 moon goddesses who basically had like the phases of the moon, they like controlled it, kind of, and it's the reason why the moon is like, it's a full moon and there's only one. But okay, it's getting complicated. Point being is that there used to be 3 moon goddesses. And then at one point in time, 2 of them died and the 3rd is kind of sort of like MIA. It's kind of like we don't really know, but they're probably dead, to be honest. And the thing is that this was like, when we find out about this was before. That is so cool. That looks so awesome. Oh my god. This was like before Enkanomiya, this was like before we knew about the primordial one and the second who came and dragons. Okay, like we obviously knew about dragons, but this was before we knew that like there was that like the dragons were like the original inhabitants of this place, and it was like before we knew all of that. Like the furthest back we knew of Tevat's history was the moon goddesses. And my very first thought was that the moon goddesses were the very first gods of Tevat. And yeah, that was my assumption. Then we learned about the primordial one and all of that. And so then my theory changed as to like, okay, no, the moon goddesses were probably the same. Were probably similar to that of the archons, where like, yeah, the archons are gods, but they had an origin point, you know what I mean? Like they were born, so to say, right? And but more importantly, they were created after, or they were born or whatever after the primordial one, right? I mean, that's why it's called the primordial one, because they're the primordial one. You know what I mean? And so then I just thought, oh, like the 3 moon sisters were probably that, because it's not only the archon, we also have the 4 shades, and we also have the angels, all of that presumably created by the primordial one. So I just kind of assumed, okay, the moon goddesses aren't the first 3 gods, like the very first gods.
I see the value in my own work, but I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of the people of Volcano.
Matched with this music?
I believe I will continue to take pride in fulfilling my duties.
Oh, that's adorable. But like, this is moon symbol. Like this is the moon symbol in a dragon city. You know, and it's like, why would the dragons present a symbol of what they would consider the usurpers? Unless they came before. Or there's also the alternative. I literally just thought this. Or alternatively, they were just really close with the moon goddesses. Like, they were the quote-unquote good ones. Like, the dragons are like, you're one of the good ones. Ayo. Jibari says, moons are dragon tech. Yeah, that's a theory floating around, and honestly, I do believe it. But, like, I'm not necessarily talking about the moons. I'm talking about the moon sisters, which I guess would be more so considered the personification of the moons. Alright, what's deeper? This is the chamber. Let me see. More so the personification of the moons, not necessarily the moons physically themselves. Oh yeah, I kind of remember this. I forgot what this place was for. I literally forgot. Like, what this place was, like, meant to do. I don't know, we did a lot of, like, puzzles here. Okay, I've been rambling for way too long. Let's get started. Darkstar says, hi, are we talking about Genshin lore? Yes, we are. We are indeed talking about Genshin lore. And because we're doing this quest, and I'm, like, really, really hyped about it. Okay. I rambled on for too long, and I walked around. I just wanted to, like, take a good look at, like, the inside of the volcano again, because, like, it's so pretty, and it's so beautiful, and I just, like, I love the, like, prehistoric, like, dragon-type look to it. It's, like, and it most likely is what, like, Teyvat used to look like before it became more recognizable, so to say. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. We have the 2 golden entreaties, guys. Let's get in. Go in there. Come on. Sticky keys. No! Apologies. I'm just looking. Stars. This right here. It's either a sunset or a crimson moon. Darkstar says, when I. Yeah, that's a ship. That's most definitely a ship. This is most definitely some sort of spaceship. Ghostly, no! Alright! Offer up the golden entreaties. Huitzilopochtli. Present the golden entreaties, chosen of dragons. Ignite the sacred flame to cleanse creation. This one... get my PC, get my PC, I may get back to Genshin. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on, story-wise at least. Alright. Give him up. Nugget! My little baby. Oh. Oh. The eye. Enter the light. Creepy. Jibari says, by the way, I have a little dino for my teapot. That's adorable. Guys, I think we're dying. How many times have we quote unquote died in this saga, in the Nugget Saga? Enter the light. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. So, once we're in there, we can activate the sacred flame and cure Nugget. That way, he'll be able to grow up healthy, right? Rawr. Thinking back on it, we sure have done tons of stuff on this journey, and cleared loads of trials created by that Sage of the Stolen Flame guy. We even had a bust up with yeah, I read that right. We even had a bust up with Ochkan and that super famous tyrant. Well, he turned out to be Coco in the end, and not as a bad guy as we thought. Oh, hell no, dude was crazy. Okay, let me do, like, the tiniest little tangent, guys. I find it so interesting how, when you actually speak to Ochkan, for a wee bit, for a little moment, like, but when we actually speaks to him, he's just so normal, which it's in such contrast, to the letters that we find to the letters that he wrote, and even more so to his the flashback we had with his dad, where he's just like, "Shut up, you beastly creature! Get away from my sight!" And I just find it, like, so interesting, because I think what they were going for is that, like, everyone saw him as a bad guy, but he actually wasn't, ? But at the same time, you read the stuff that he wrote, and he's just going on, like, insane rambles. And very angry rambles, too. Or maybe because he was technically conscious, I don't know, maybe in the next, like, 1,000 years, he just reflected on his life. It's like, maybe by the time we met him, because he's been, like, conscious, I guess, was like, okay, maybe I was kind of bad, actually. I don't know. Darkstar says, are you still finding a new secret in Genshin till now? Like, what do you mean? I mean, we're just playing a quest right now. That's, I'm waiting for some really cool lore bombs. Anyway. And come to think of it, all that Sage of the Stolen Flame stuff was kind of weird, but whatever, let's get going. Paimon's like, I don't care. Step into the light and let the sacred flames of the mountain cleanse all. The next part of the story is tightly connected. For the best experience, it is recommended that you continue when you have ample time to complete it. I love that Genshin putting these warnings now. It's just like, warning, this might take a bit. Well, we're ready. Not a moment to lose. Rawr, rawr. Don't you worry. Come on, let's go. Alright. An omen of annihilation and the final entry. Again, it's that moon symbolism. It's the moon symbolism. It's everywhere here. Okay. Huh? There's nothing here. How come? Come forward. Face your final test. Learn the truth and make your choice. Wait. No one told us anything about all this. Well, they say that stories like this never end. Oh, okay, that was too fast. Darkstar says, like finding something you didn't know was a thing, or a small detail on a character, like some character doesn't blink. I mean, there's always a lot of stuff. There's always a lot of details in the game that always surprise me. Like, whoa, let me give you guys one of them that actually kind of freaked me out just a little bit. To this day, and if I'm wrong, you guys can correct me. Maybe it was like a hoax or something, but to this day, no playable character has had the letter P in their name. Yes, P as in Paimon. Anyway, Cora says, without an evil dragon. Are you going to have to fight a dragon? Probably. Well, that is true, actually. That is very true. Okay. Defeat the dragon's source mech. No, we're just fighting technology. Ugh. Alright. Yo, okay. Yo! We'll just take it's one, but you know, we've come this far. Evil dragon, machine, dragon, doesn't matter. Dude, I don't even know how to use Pyro Traveler. I don't know if that did anything. I'm gonna die with this. Oh my god, Nugget! Nugget's fighting with me! My baby! My little boy! Look how adorable he is! I'm gonna die. Hold on a second. This is given Dvalin. Oh, this is given... I mentioned this before. All of my members have fallen. Okay, is it one of those battles where I just have to dodge? Because Genshin's done that before. Genshin has... What the fuck? Oh. What? Okay. Poor Nugget. Nugget's like, no, I must help. My human friend. At this rate, the disordered power will devour your frail body utterly. Even so, you surprise me. I did not expect that you could use the power within your blood to such an extent without having received the proper guidance. Darkstar says, no, it is the one that you must lose. Yeah, no. Because Genshin's done that before, where they have battles where their whole thing is just dodge. Oh my god, it's him. There he is! There he is! Anyway, sorry. I probably blew the mic there. Okay. I'm kind of understand. I mentioned this before with the Ochkan thing. So whoever Ochkan's mother is, literally, like, deadass looked at this and went, yeah. And you know, the more I think about it, the more it kind of makes sense. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here. I'm getting off topic. This is serious. This is serious quest. A chorus says, oh, Dragon Man. Okay, but for real. Come. Accept the guidance of the true sacred flame. Let the power bear you up, rather than use your body to bear this power. Come forth. Oh. Long have I awaited you, chosen of dragons. Dragonborn who braved the flame in return. Who are you? Who is Nugget? As the light floats around you, the rampaging power within your body seems to circulate. Submitting to some ever-shifting cycle, your body seems to adapt to this change. It is just like the moment when you gained wisdom from the liquid phlogiston you immersed yourself in. Countless images flow into your mind, following the circulating power, almost as if they are being reassembled and read out to you. Come, I have something to show you. The speaker's voice seems immeasurably distant, and after that, both your body and consciousness fall into a white abyss. Jibiri says, Nugget. Rawr! Super Saiyan God Dragon. So are we gonna be in the Traveler's perspective or in Nugget's perspective? Oh, Nugget. Open your eyes, descendant of the Flame Lord. I believe this is the second time I have formally met you in this form. Wait. My voice is... Oh my god, Nugget is speaking. Oh! And my body, too. Nugget grew up. You have briefly achieved the form of a mature dragon after your power was channeled with the proper guidance. Were that not the case, that savage strength would have warped your form. That's a skeleton. In an earlier eon, the phlogiston-rich soils that sustained Natlan were regarded by the heavenly Raver as a form of so-called holy soil phenomenon. They cast sky nails down to destroy the land. Anusha asks, what quest is this? He evolved, literally. What quest is this? This is... Oh, man, I forgot the actual name of the quest. I just call it the Volcano quest. But it's like part of a series of quests in Natlan that follow a little, like, Saurian dragon. And supposedly has, like, massive lore bombs. So, like, that's why I'm playing it. Jibari says... Pepper gives Nugget Firestone. Nugget evolves to Cheese Nugget. Okay, no, but like... I mean, that's a sword, of course. I don't know what this is. That's crazy. This looks like... ribs. Or am I crazy? No. Spine? A spine. Or maybe I'm just crazy. Or maybe I'm just thinking things. Anyway, let me... In an earlier eon, the phlogiston-rich soils that sustained Natlan were regarded by the heavenly Raver, I'm assuming that's the primordial one, as a form of so-called holy soil. They cast sky nails down to destroy the land. Yeah, it's the... So Natlan has nails as well. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, the celestial nails, I think that's just what most people in the fandom call it. The celestial nails were dropped down by, what do you know, Celestia. And basically they have, like, I think the main reason they were dropped, was to cleanse abyssal corruption / forbidden knowledge corruption. However, they also have the ability to just, like, permanently change the environment of its surrounding area. We dragons boast extreme oh my god, I can't read, oh my gosh. We dragons boast extreme adaptability and evolutionary capacity, but this was used against us. Countless dragonborn could only devolve so as to survive in the present-day Natlan. But their bloodline has not changed. That which That which Quetzalcoatl could not emit. The mark on one's horn would prove, for in the beginning it was through his horn that the Pyro Dragon Sovereign first transmitted flaming light and wisdom. So the removal of the blessing was a lie you made up. Oh. Wait. The mark on one's horn would prove, for in the beginning through his... Hold on a second. Yeah, so the removal of the blessing was a lie you made up. Only one of a mission. If not guided correctly, this disordered power would indeed kill most Saurians who bear this blessing. The only question became whether we could control the blessing's occurrence or not. The answer was that we had a high chance of success. But you do not speak falsely, even so. I did intend to use a human to unseal the volcano, and use Xbalanque's oath to have a human bring back the other golden entry. Which is why I created that legend in the first place. And I would not name it an honorable tactic. Many of the great humans who have died for this cause. But you will understand, in time, that I no longer had any other choice. So the so-called Chosen of Dragons refers to both the Chosen of Dragons and the chosen human who brings the dragon here. So we're part of the plan. I just had a thought. It's just that once you were brought here, the human's duty had already ended. None but you remained to tread the final path. Huh? Wait a minute, those words, they ring in my head. Why? Now you have mastered the way Dragonborn speak. A distant thing indeed, from the brute cries of Natlan's Saurian kind. And if you willed it, you could have any intelligent being understand your words. Indeed, the phlogiston within your body, and the information and wisdom passed down from antiquity through the primal flame will also begin emerging. You're the Sage of the Stolen Flame. Oh? So what should I call you? Kukulkan then? That was the first of my names, and also the one that bounds me most tightly. Later, however, as my list of names grew, it grew to be insignificant. Okay, yeah, this was something I already, again, it was one of those things that, like, deadass first paragraph in his wiki that I read. Because when I was like earlier on in this volcano quest, we were getting like the traveler was getting like visions, I guess, so to say, of a conversation between two dragons, and one of them was Kukulkan. And then I was like, is that Wahaklahoon? And then I was like, no, it's not, because it's a different name. But he acts a lot like him. Oh boy. Darkstar says, you're nerding out for lore. You know that. It is your channel. It is why we are here, or at least that's what I'm here for that. Thank you. I mean, yeah, that's like half the reason why I even stream Genshin, is to nerd out about the lore. But Kukulkan was... forget it. Though all the names will very soon become meaningless, you may simply call me that for now. Strange. I feel like I've forgotten something very important. Confused? Well, it is quite normal to, after having reattained wisdom, be flooded by the sea of information. But if you'd like to send... Oh, cool. It's like this little thing now. But if you'd like me to assuage that word, your discomfort, allow me to change into a form that you'll find more familiar. Well, what do you think? Quite convenient, no? No! No! Well, what do you think? Quite convenient, no? Should you desire it, our transformative arts will reveal themselves to you, but with a thought. Through you will require some help with some little souls too. Well, the help of some little souls too. Hold on a second. Our transformative arts will reveal themselves to you, but with a thought, though you will require the help of some little souls too. It's fine. I'm happy with the way I am. Hold on. Okay. First of all, that. Second of all, does that mean that, like, he has to kill the person he embodies? Yo. Oh my god. Jibari says, I'm here for more sleepy because it's 1 a.m. By me, this stream was a good option for more and more sleepy. I mean, I'm glad I can offer that to you. Sorry for my grammar. I'm in the middle of the night, 3:30. Oh my god, you people. I'm glad that I am the chosen stream to sleep to. Anyway, okay. Fair enough. Forgive me for being presumptuous. That is how the story began, no? In that case, let us start this way, too. Anyway, come with me. Speak to the one who names themselves. Cool. I'm big Nugget now. I'm older Nugget. He can't be a Nugget. No, okay, I was gonna say something so stupid. I was going to be like, he's not a chicken nugget anymore. He's a chicken tender. And I was like, nah, I don't think that's a good name either. I don't know. What's the evolution of a chicken nugget? I mean, he's still Nugget to me, don't get me wrong. This is the true heart of the sacred mountain, the place where my... Whoa! No, you're going too fast! Stop talking! The first was birthed when... He used the primal flame to fold the tails of his dragon form. That offshoot was of a great soul. And that was you? Indeed. That was too fast! I couldn't read it! Don't drop me some big-ass shit and me not being able to read it. Don't do that! Give me this conversation later! The Raver? I'm gonna pronounce it as Raver. He's a patty. You are the chosen one, literally. The Reaver from beyond the skies once froze Triacolotl in lava, causing him to fall into a false death. Oh. But when the Dragon King Nibelung descended from beyond the circles of this world, he was called forth by the abyss and awoke from his long dream. Oh. When the Reaver annihilated the great black-winged Lord, oh my god, I can't. When the Reaver annihilated the great black-winged Lord at great cost. I didn't say, it's not, there's no when. Dude, I think I'm like dyslexic or something. And at that moment, our fiery sovereign, who had been steeped in the abyss, regained brief, tragic clarity. He saw it then, this realm, once ruled by wisdom's blazing light, now lay shattered. A land once suffused by primal flame was now corroded by the dark foe, cankered and covered head to toe in sores. Oh. Having himself become a breeding ground for darkness, his periods of clarity ever shortened. He knew not when he would become lost to senseless, twisted nothingness. In truth, in his final days, he may as well have restarted his false death, for all the difference it made. All the while, his entire race had become a gaggle of squawking fools. Nugget's like, hey dude, that kinda hurt. Now that you possess true wisdom, I have little doubt that you, too, understand how it feels to be a changed being. And so, Shuyakalotl used the last of the time and wisdom left to him to transform the Dragon City once more and create the Tsitsimime? Tsitsimime. And finally, Huitzilopochtli. What is Huitzilopochtli? The Natlan Phlogistonation Array. That is to say, a device that can transform all Natlan into a land of only phlogiston, or only matter comprised of phlogiston. Phlogiston is an atom upon which information may be transcribed, and it is itself a form of computorium, an element that can be used to imitate the essence of any and all things through the weaving of language. Yo! Yo! Yo, okay. Hold. It's. Hold on. I okay. So, there's a theory floating around. Of Teyvat being created through words. And I don't remember exactly how deep this theory, like the exact nature of this theory. I don't remember the exact nature of the theory. But it basically had to do with the idea that, words, like the spoken word or the written word, but language, like the creation of language, the existence of language, is basically what creates the universe. And a lot of that is taken from real world religions, where the spoken word, especially like the farther back you go in time, where the spoken word, like forget written word, the spoken word was seen as something like divine, right? Like the ability to speak is a divine thing. Therefore, the divine itself has a close connection with language. Anyway, what I'm saying is that there was this theory floating around that Genshin took a lot of that, and one part of the theory had to do with the fact that in Sumeru, Alhaitham, which is one of the characters in Sumeru, he's like very intelligent, super big brain guy, although kind of a prick. He had, like, in one of his trailers, he makes a whole deal about how it is forbidden in the academia to learn the origin of words. And the theory, and I think part of the theory had to do with the fact that, like, one of the reasons why learning the origin of language is forbidden in Teyvat is because the origin of language literally has the power to shape Teyvat. This music is not helping. Darkstar says, you know it's a big deal when you become a rapper, yo. Sorry. That's just how I speak sometimes, I'm sorry. This music is not helping. But no, okay, like, I need to go on. And so part of the theory had to do with the idea that the reason why Sumeru banned the study of the origin of language is because they somehow, some way found out that the origin of language in itself is something divine, and not something divine as in like, wow, like God gave it to us, but something that like literally has the power of the divine, right? And so like part of the theory had to do with the fact that if words in Teyvat are that powerful, that it's banned from, like, not only banned from Sumeru, but Sumeru has a running trend of, you know, people doing anything for the sake of knowledge, blah blah blah. It's like half of the reason why we had to deal with all of the stuff that went on in Sumeru, right? And yet still that was a banned practice. That was still a big no-no. You know, divine knowledge, you could tinker with that even though it was technically illegal. Forbidden knowledge, you can tinker with that even though you really should not mess with it. The origin of words, however, no. That's a no. And so part of the theory, I keep repeating myself, but part of the theory basically had to do with the fact that Tivat was made with words, whether written, whether spoken, whether something. Like Tivat, it has a connection with language at the fact that it even exists. And I thought it was a cool theory. But you know, it's when it comes to Genshin theories are kind of like FNAF theories, where on one hand, you can totally believe that the devs thought of this. But on the other hand, you kind of think they're going a bit crazy. You know what I mean? You kind of think these theorists are going a little bit crazy, and you're like, I don't know. I don't think it's that deep. Guys, it's that deep. It's that deep, guys. It is that deep. Jiburi says Pepper used sleep talk on Jiburi. Jiburi will sleep more and more. I'm glad I can lull you to sleep with my insane lore rambles. So, okay. So phlogiston is an atom, or at least a mimic of an atom. At least a mimic. The lore is lore, yes. So phlogiston is, if not an atom, at least a mimic of an atom. And it can be used to imitate the essence of any of all things through the weaving of language. It is exactly what the theory said. It is exactly what the theory said. Tivat was made with words. Phlogiston is made with words. This music is not helping shit. Like, Jaburi says, you read the set lore from the new sets? You mean like the artifact sets? Not all of them, some of them. I'm not gonna lie, I only read like some of the artifact lore that comes out, not every single one of them. I mostly read the artifact lore that has to do with like the history of a certain nation, or like if it has a focus on a particular character. But I haven't read all of them though. Darkstar says, the name Hatsi something summoned 4 demons in my room, and I think I can believe that. Huitzilopochtli? Okay. Oh man, I've been stuck on this screen for way too long. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, we need to get going. We need to keep going. Honduras Boy says, my cat got a tapeworm. That's sad. Okay, we need to keep moving. This is why phlogiston can take on different forms and even switch between them. And this is also why you can see phantoms at the repair mechanisms in the Chamber of Deliberation. Oh yeah, the phantoms of you? Huitzilopochtli will burn everything, and all that information will be lodged and replicated by that ocean of phlogiston units, turning all Natlan into a realm composed solely of primal flame. When that happens, the moment the abyss approaches, the astral assemblages created by the primal flame will automatically attach to them, using mutual annihilation reactions to co-sign our shadowy foe into oblivion. Oh, okay. The abyss shall never again be allowed to even gaze upon this realm. But all the lives in Natlan, they will die by Huitzilopochtli's hand, or they can forsake their bodies and become pure phlogiston. Oh my god! No way! No! I need to turn off my brain. I need to turn off my brain. Put a pin in this, guys. They will die by Huitzilopochtli's hand, or they can forsake their bodies and become pure phlogiston-based life forms. There shall be neither ley lines nor substantive bodies. We shall own everything, yet never again own anything. We shall be beholden to neither birth nor death. Perhaps even life's meaning shall become null and void to us. At that time, those dragons who have discarded their bodies and become phlogiston life forms shall become the rulers of the new world. That's terrifying. So I thought, too, when this plan was first revealed to me. At that time, I believed that should this come to pass, all life would simply become flickering, illusionary shadows cast by a titanic torch. Having lost our bodies, we would we would be bereft of any possibility to continue evolving. But no dragonborn who serves Quetzalcoatl could refuse his orders. Oh, this was his idea. This was his idea. Like Quetzalcoatl's. So, I sought another plan. Oh. Oh my god, you two! Honestly, I don't remember too much of you, if I'm to be 100% honest. Anyway. So, I sought another plan. Perhaps I should don another disguise for this bit? Bona? Well, what do you think? Quite fascinating, no? Things such as this are easily possible through proper phlogiston manipulation via iridescent inscriptions. Nugget says, I kinda wanna puke. What an interesting response. Alright now, let's head to the Tonatia to search for that now non-existent Jade of Return, shall we? Oh, so that's how she died she died 500 years ago, and yet she came back, and the Traveler was like, what's the deal with that? That's weird. It's because it wasn't her. Oh my god, the entire time. It means that he knew that the cuckoo thingy was his son the whole time. That's so interesting. Because, like, he basically... And these are... As I'm sure you'll guess, these are my kin, who have abandoned their life forms, foolishly following the decree of the long-dead king, mere maintenance in their state, sealed away. You're going too fast! Oh, so every single light is a dragon who has become one with the phlogiston. Right? That's what I'm gathering. No, because I was gonna say, I find it so funny and a little interesting how this guy, because, like, as Bona, he was just kind of like, well, not necessarily coddling, but being like, hey, this is this little Saurian that I found Cuckoo. Isn't he adorable? Isn't he cute? I named him Cuckoo because he's adorable. Bro, that was his dad. that's kind of wild, actually. Alright, what now? What other big shit are you gonna reveal? It's the moon symbolism again! Anyway. Ah, Tonatia. Now that is a fine name. Before the false sky enveloped the world, the city that lay beneath it would have rivaled, The city that lay beneath it. Oh my god, what the hell is wrong with me? Now that is a fine name. Before the false sky enveloped the world, the city that lay beneath it could have rivaled Tolan itself. In those days, while in search of light in the pitch dark outer realms, we set up a stairway. No, it might be more correct to call it a cable to reach beyond our skies. Darkstar says, do you see yourself as a nerd? Yes. And before Ochkan spun it around, we had been preparing to leave it beyond our orbit and use it to tighten the sky cable and anchor the ladder's trajectory. We had been preparing to leave it beyond our orbit and use it to tighten the sky cable and anchor the ladder's trajectory. Go back. Hold on a second. It was a stairway. Actually, no, it was more of a cable. Oh, to leave the city. Okay, okay. They were preparing to leave the city and do something with the stairway. Later, it was modified to become the Tonatia. It was originally intended to have hung higher in the sky. And then my beloved. Yeah, okay, I read that right. I don't even know why I thought he wouldn't say that. Anyway. It was originally intended to have hung higher in the sky. And then, my beloved son, Ochkan, hit a golden entreaty there. I once thought that through him, I could discover how one seated upon heaven's throne converted the ley lines into a girdle that defends the planet. I believed that once I understood the secrets of its operation, then I could use this method to merge the human and dragon races, allowing dragonkind to use subtler means to resist our great foe, the Abyss. Yeah, okay, no, that makes sense. As in, like, because, like, not only was his plan was that Ochkan was basically, like, the perfect mix between, humans and dragons, Ochkan was also, at least what was Wahaklahun's plan, Ochkan was originally meant to be the first Pyro Archon. That was the plan that he had set. And that did not happen, obviously. Xbalanque quite literally came out of nowhere and became Archon. And, Wahaklahun had to be like, okay. And perhaps even allow the Dragonborn the right to once more glimpse truth, And perhaps even allow the Dragonborn the right to once more glimpse truth beyond the skies. But you failed. Indeed, compared to the dragons, whose souls were more powerful and more uniform, the individual variation among human souls is far too great, and most of them are too fragile anyway. Ochkan, his spirit was like broken glass. He flew all too close to the sun, and he could become one with it. And close he got indeed, only to lose his shape as a result. He was so alike to my old self, and just as disappointing. That's sad. Bro, that's sad. Oh, that's actually very sad. Like, I know I just said that like 3 times, but that's really sad. It's like, he's not disappointed. Well, I mean, he is disappointed, but it's like thematically. He's not disappointed in Ochkan per se, but in himself. Just like humanity itself, perhaps I came into contact with them because I, too, once shared their fragilities and harbored fantasies of overcoming the strong even in my weakness. And such a fantasy became true once, when Xbalanque seized upon oh my god, these Aztec names, I'm sorry. And such a fantasy came true once, when Xbalanque seized upon Quetzalcoatl's weak point and slew him. A weak point, you say? Quetzalcoatl was the master of the first flame, wielder of all light, heat, and wisdom. He controlled the primal flame, and could even plunge his entire body into it. By all rights, at that time, there was no way he could have been harmed. If he had not modified one of his pupils to serve as the control hub for Quetzalcoatl, that is. Because he had to monitor and anchor reality using this eye, it became his sole weakness. And that is how Xbalanque was able to take him down alongside himself. Wait, they died together? Yes. Xbalanque was undoubtedly slain at the time, but he was reborn then, and thus became the so-called God of Fire, the Pyro Archon. Perhaps he paid the price for this death delayed. Or perhaps this was part of the deal he had made with a certain entity all along. Wait. Perhaps he paid the price for this death delayed. For this death delayed. Or perhaps this was part of the deal he had made with a certain entity all along. Whatever the case, he knew what Huitzilopochtli was, and naturally, my alliance with him through Ochkan was meant to prevent this activation. Wait, okay, is the he Xbalanque or Quetzalcoatl? It has to be Quetzalcoatl. Like, Xbalanque is like a normal human, you know what I mean? Like he wouldn't want to, like, nuke all of Natlan, basically. Yeah, it has to be Quetzalcoatl. Enter, then, the golden entities, the control hub that could be used to reactivate this place. Split the two between us for safekeeping. Oh, do I just break it? Like this? Right? That's what I do, right? No? What the heck? What do I like? Oh, wait, am I supposed to move somewhere? Yes, I am. I'm just stupid. Oh! Okay. Those are the inscriptions. Whee! This is a tower that allows Huitzilopochtli to cover all Natlan and anchor its areas of coverage. Most of them were destroyed at Ochkan's orders, but their fragments serve the same purpose anyway. They never imagined that the carrier medium was something far smaller and more delicate, to the point that even a single stone could contain iridescent inscriptions. Had they found out, my plans would now have been rendered impossible. Antonatia? A place where I stored the golden entry, alongside this place. Hold on a second. Let me like make sure I actually got that. They never imagined the carrier medium was something smart. Had they found out, my plans would have been rendered impossible. Like. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I once believed that humanity could create a civilization still more glorious. After Xbalanque's apotheosis, I even thought they might avoid the dead end we walked into. So I decided to give them more time. But too many years have gone by. None amongst the tribes have even dared, not since Ochkan, to establish a united empire. Until today, they lean on the authority of their so-called Archon like a crutch. They were unable to forge weapons for themselves to wield, such that their world might be defended from the all-corrupting dark. I mean, okay, dude. Okay, to be fair, okay, we didn't defeat the Abyss, but, like, the quote-unquote war against the Abyss in Natlan is over. That's number one, Number two, an empire still needs a leader. Like, an empire still needs an emperor. And the Archon functions as an emperor. Like he's talking about the fact that Natlan isn't, like, a united nation, which is not, you know, it's split in tribes. But, like, even something like, I don't know, like Inazuma, for example, which is, like, mostly pretty united, like, they have a leader. It's the Raiden Shogun. But whatever. Who cares? No one cares. Their way of fighting against the Great Shadow still lies in their stale stories of heroic valor, passed from generation to generation. So consumed are they with the past that they dare not risk it all. Each time our foe strikes from the shadows, and the slowly accumulated fruits of civilization are destroyed all in an instant, and afterwards, there is only the eternal cycle, or worse, inexorable de-evolution. The time I granted as grace has lost all meaning as a result. Perhaps even if I gave them a few thousand years more, perhaps several tens of thousands, they will create that glorious, shining epoch. But my faith has run out. And waiting has become a luxury, whether it be for me or this once sealed sacred city, yeah. Come, the story is almost at its end. Let me witness your choice. Mine? Yes, chosen of dragons. I would hear your answer. Oh, do I go up there? Yep, I do. Dang. Imagine waiting literally thousands of years for civilization to become great. Or, like, unified, I guess. And it not happening. Behold, Huitzilopochtli and its activation array. Hold on, okay, like, I'm thinking. So like, Wahak'lahun's plan was... I mean, okay, let's ignore the whole, like, dragon humans, mixing together type thing. Let's ignore that. His plan was for Natlan to become one united nation. But for like, how would that fix the problem with Huitzilopochtli? How would that fix the problem? Like, okay, what I mean by that is that I'm assuming we're fixing it. I'm assuming that's what we're doing, and we don't really need it. Or it's as he said, like, when he was young, he was full of, like, heroic fantasies. Maybe it doesn't really have much to do with Huitzilopochtli, and it was just a wish he had. And he had faith that humanity would reach that point. And he just waited. Damn. Bring it to life. This way, our shadowy enemy may never again gain a foothold upon this place. And afterward, via the gradual expansion of the primal flame's power. Just like when a complete bubble is blown within the leaking husk of an old one. Perhaps the entire world shall become free from abyssal poison. But the authority over primal flame... When Natlan is fully phlogistonized, the very concept of life will be rewritten. That authority will then return naturally. Or is he planning to turn on Huitzilopochtli because he got sick of waiting? I actually, no, forget it. I think that's what's happening. And I know that might sound obvious to you people. Like, look, like... I'm the kind of person that needs to read, like, the same thing a million times to fully get it. I can't even talk. Oh my god. Anyway. Only draconic phlogiston life forms may wield this authority. As such, you can become the shaper. You can become the shaper of this new world. You can also become the Pyro Dragon Sovereign renewed. No. I suspect that any such rulership would be something entirely new, surpassing our traditional conceptions. Then, you shall reclaim all light, all heat, all wisdom, bringing all order and great glory back to this realm, even to this world. Even if doing so means the end of evolution? Who knows? Perhaps it will instead prove the beginning of a new evolutionary cycle. Stopping on the path leading onward can be another form of bravery, especially when the alternative is infinite regression. Now then, Activate Huitzilopochtli. Draw near, and then feel. Hmm? Oh! No! Wait! Borbitusk! Oh my. And here I thought you wouldn't be able to remember them. Never mind how your mind... bruh. Never mind how your mind now has at least 1,000 years worth of memories within it. I also intended for you to make your decision while having forgotten them. Borbitusk was never meant to have existed here. Though of course, it was precisely due to her that Though of course, it was precisely due to her aid that you were able to reach this place. Okay, can I just say that when Wahaklohun says the traveler was never meant to have existed here, okay, like on one hand, that sounds pretty mean. That's not that's kind of a dick. That's kind of like a dick move. You know what I mean? However, like here's the funny thing about what he's saying. He's not wrong. We aren't. We're an anomaly. We're not supposed to be in Tibet. And anyway, I just wanted to like preface that because I have a feeling that a lot of like players would read that and immediately take it as something negative, but he's not lying. Like, our #1 goal is to find our sibling and get the hell out of there. Like, I think that's something that the Genshin fandom needs to remember every once in a while, that the #1 goal of the traveler, deadass, is to leave. But anyway. She is, however, rather special. It may be that the phlogistonized oh my god, stop speaking in overly complicated words. She is, however, rather special. It may be that the phlogistonization of Natlan will not affect her. It may be? No one knows what will happen once it's activated. Perhaps there shall then be no difference between you and me. Perhaps we shall both be destroyed. Perhaps she and that little emissary by her side will live. Perhaps they will not. Enough of that. Time is short. We do not have much excess energy left to also maintain those of our kind who have already become phlogiston life forms. If we do not obtain the authority over the primal flame in time, all shall soon perish. And once that moment comes, choice itself will be lost to us. Quickly, choose, O chosen of dragons. This is an omen of new life, and also the final entreaty. Okay, so Darkstar says, it's the same with other Hoyo games like Aishasar. He doesn't have a future, she is dead. like a walking corpse or something? And Chorus says, the traveler's determination to find their sibling is truly sibling goals. Honestly, yeah. You know, you hate each other, but you can't live without each other. You know, you say, I hate you, die, but you would also fight tooth and nail for them. Entering trigger sequence. 3 rounds of confirmations will be required to either activate or deactivate the sweeping skyfire. The sunquake, ooh. First confirmation. Are you certain that you wish to activate Huitzilopochtli? No! Okay, but what would happen if I confirmed it? Because Natlan isn't going to die. We all know this, obviously. Like, we're not going to kill Natlan. No shit. Like, duh. Natlan isn't going to die even if we do activate it. Like, the story is having me lean towards cancel, but thanks to me knowing that nothing will actually happen to Natlan, I kind of want to click confirm. But I'm not gonna lie, the fact that we are even given a choice is kind of heavy. Again, the story is telling me cancel. But I also know that nothing really will happen if I click confirm. But it's the idea that, like, by you clicking confirm, you are killing all of Natlan, you know? That's so cool. That's, oh god. I'm gonna click confirm. Sweeping Skyfire generator is on approach, supplying energy. Calibration initiated. Second confirmation. Are you certain that you wish to activate Huitzilopochtli? You know what y'all heard me? I'm gonna click confirm. Sweeping Skyfire generator is continuing its approach. Phlogiston whoa. Phlogiston flow strength increased. Accelerating. Oh. High ambient heat detected. Third confirmation. Are you certain that you wish to activate Huitzilopochtli? Y'all heard what I said. We're gonna confirm. Third confirmation complete. So this is your choice then. Huh. Yes. This too is fine. Perhaps I should have made the same choice as you all those years ago. Even though... how regrettable. Sweeping Skyfire generator at closest possible proximity. It's a nuke! It's a nuke! Wait, no, not an actual nuke. It's the same logic as a nuke. Anyway, sorry. Collision, gather, final, complete. The moment of rebirth. Before you stretches a world of pure white. None can know what light means in this realm, for it permeates every corner. Nor does time retain any meaning. 10 million years pass in what seems like a moment. It, or something that once was it, is the sole remaining consciousness. This is a world the shadow can never again threaten. But is it a world with any meaning? It knows that the primal flame is not inexhaustible, though it shall burn for billions of years in this dark cosmic sea. Chorus says, can't believe Nugget started the Big Bang. No, literally, this is kind of what it is. Sometimes it recalls as if it's in a dream. Travels it once embarked, alongside two companions when the land was still tangible. Holding on to these memories, it thinks it might yet endure the torment until death Holding on to these memories, it thinks it might yet endure the torment until death comes upon eternity's far shore. Still, it recalls time and again. But still, for reasons no one can know, only it remains. If it could return to that moment, was there another choice? Oh my god, did we actually... Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Oh my god, it's the same. Oh my god, everything actually died. Hold, I need to process this, guys. That's incredible. That's, oh my god. Like, we were brought back. But this is like another timeline, so to say, right? Am I interpreting things wrong? Or is this just another timeline? This is just another timeline, isn't it? We actually killed everything. Yeah, no, I am getting emotional. I am, actually. You can't see it, and my smiling PNG is not helping. Like... But I actually didn't think they would commit to that. Like... I actually didn't think they would. If that's what happened, which I'm pretty sure they did. This is just another timeline. This is like an AU, so to say, right? Right? Unless it's revealed that it's not, and like we actually went back in time, which it's probably it could be a possibility that we went back in time in some fashion, but like this is just an alternate timeline, right? Yeah, this is the same dialogue. Darkstar says, you sound like smiling. It's because I am. But it's like... How do I put this? It's more like a shocked / amazed / emotional type smile. It's not necessarily a, yay, super happy smile. Okay, so we already read all of this, and the music has stopped too. Like I'm waiting to see. What if I put confirm again? What if I confirm it 3 times again? I want to know if this is literally an alternate timeline, or if we went back in time. I want to know. I think I'm gonna confirm it again. I just want to see if there's anything different. And the thing that makes it more interesting is that when we chose, like, yes, confirm, Wahaklahun was like, okay then. I guess I should have chosen that at first. Which implies that he probably thought that we wouldn't do it. He still is clinging on to hope, even when he accepts the hopelessness. No, I have to see if there's anything different. I have to see. Confirm. Oh yeah, that's right. It kind of just does it on its own. Confirm. I'm sorry, I'm just like clicking through. Okay, yeah, only it remains. I think it is an alternate timeline. Yeah. Yeah, I think it is. I'm like waiting for them to say like, no, actually, you just traveled back in time. Well, now the narrative is going to force me to cancel, so. Oh my god, though. Ah. I'm gonna have some stuff to say at the end, guys. I'm gonna have some stuff to say. Darkstar says, you were like, did I stutter when I blew up the world? Cora says, can't a dino reset the universe in peace? Literally, come on. Literally, can't I turn Genshin Impact into nothing but white screen and just let it stay that way? Alright. Because I guess that isn't the end of the quest. We gotta cancel. Cancel activation. Results confirmed. Sweeping Skyfire activation sequence has been cancelled. And what will Hakuhu say? Huitzilopochtli has ceased operation. So, this is your decision, I presume? Why did you do it? I still believe in humanity. And I will not put Borbitusk and Paimon at risk. And yet, you may not hold the same pride in the place in their hearts. Oh, and yet you may not hold the same pride in the place in their hearts. Damn, that's fucking sad. No, okay. No, do y'all know understand what he's saying? Like, Nugget is saying, I love the Traveler and Paimon so much that, you know, when given the choice to blow up the world, I won't do it. Meanwhile, like, and this is not me just, like, joking. This is, like, this is just straight up in canon. This is in the game. It's that, like, once this quest is finished, or once the Nugget Saga is finished, the Traveler is just gonna leave. And probably never think of Nugget again. Are they not adventurers who roam the world? Perhaps it was only out of charity, sorry. Perhaps it was only out of charity, or the desire to gain treasure or some other reward that they brought you here. Maybe it was for the Primo Gems, you know? Perhaps, in their hearts, they even harbor grievances against the nuisance you make of yourself, roaring this way as you do. What they think of me matters little. They, however, are important to me, and that's what really counts. You have no idea what folly you have chosen, or what you shall now lose. There's still time, you know. I will not activate it. Even if the wisdom and power you enjoy now will fade without the Primal Flame's aid. If it is the fire I allotted to you that granted you that intellect... Yeah, no, I'm sorry. It's him talking, sorry. It was the fire I allotted to you that granted you that intellect. Yet deprived of our primal source, we shall merely share the feeblest of flames between two meager matches. Soon, everything here shall cease to exist, and you will lose both your strength and powers of speech. This little head shake. How will you tell your Borbitusk and Paimon of this world that you almost gained, yet in the end lost? They don't have to know about something as silly as this. Fool. You do not even know what they are, nor is there any way back from this place. If there isn't a way back to them, then I'll make one. Did he literally make one? I guess he does. Can I talk to you? The dragon was too stunned to speak. Darkstar says, they did it to get C6 Nivelette. No, not the speech. I love that he's like, oh wow. Maybe the traveler doesn't really care about me. But I care about them. And you know what's worse? Is that we are the traveler. That's what makes it, that's what makes it hurt. Oh. What the hell? Whoa. Come back. You do not know what you preterm it? Oh. Oh. You burn through the power vested in your body. Your folly is beyond belief. They could not care less about you. You are not as important to them as you think. Oh my god. He's saying the same thing. Your folly is beyond belief. And there we are. Break your companions out. Why? We're about to be trapped! Huh? Nothing happened. Wait, no. Did you save us? Nugget? Rar. If you've grown this big, does that mean you've recovered? Could it be that? Be on your guard. This battle's not over yet. Oh, right. There's still that big guy. Is it gonna be like an actual fight? You have developed an unspoken synergy between your paternal parts. When your foe launches powerful attacks, you'll be able to spot their weakness and fight back alongside your companion. Aw, man, I still can't switch into characters. I don't play Traveler. Well, I used to, not anymore. There was an opening in that attack. What? Very. What, do I fight alongside Nugget? Is that what they want me to do? Is this how it works? Oh. Not this again. And then I turn into Nugget to break me out. Yeah, but I'm gonna like die. That's the thing. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't build your... Oh. That's what happens when you don't, like... Oh, yeah, okay. Wait, so am I supposed to be in Nugget's side? I think I am. I'm supposed to be alongside him, I think. We fight together! Power of friendship! Nugget! Don't worry, buddy, I'll save you! This fight is not as intense as I thought it was gonna be, but maybe it's because it's like only Traveler. Hey Nugget, can you break me out, please? Hey Nugget! Yeah, we can count on Nugget. Wait. I could have survived that, yeah. Sorry if I'm a little quiet right now. It's just like focusing on the fight. Hey. Hey Nugget, come save me, please. Thank you. Nuggy, I was supposed to die. Come on. I almost died there. Why would... Dude! Dude! Oh no, do I have to do the whole thing again? This fight's gonna be long. I'm not gonna like this. I am not going to like this fight. I am not going to like it at all. Yeah. Yeah. Stop moving. Like, dude, I'm supposed to enter a barrier and you, like, put it, like, 1,000,000 feet away from me? Like, come on, that's unfair. It's very unfair. Do I have to be next to him for him to... I think I do? I'm not sure. Get him, Nugget. Hell yeah. Okay. Oh my god. I keep missing shots. Right! This is what I mean. How am I supposed to... Break me out, please. I am literally going to die. Do I have to eat? I'm forced to eat. No! I hate it when a fighting game forces me to heal because I am fighting. I hate that. I hate that. giant ball of fire. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Nugget, come on! Can you make your barrier just a little closer? Please? I am begging you. Porfa? Like, come on, dude. It has a shield back up again. Ow. Lagging stream. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's why. It is the curse of the Genshin stream, of the Peppermint Life Genshin stream. It is a curse that I bear. The second there is a fight scene in Genshin, like, the stream just breaks. The stream just doesn't want to work anymore. Ugh. It's gonna do the thing again. Hey, yo, Nugget, help. Thank you. And also, I'm gonna die. Thank you, Nugget. I love you. Is it almost dead? No, it's not. It's not almost dead. This again. I hate this one. Barely. For like, not even a second. For like a millisecond that helped. Can I attack it? Oh, I can actually. Why did I do that? That doesn't do anything. Okay, where's Nugget? Where the hell is he? In there somewhere. He's trying his best. That's true, that's true. I probably shouldn't be, you know, shitting on the dragon who quite literally chose me over the destruction of the world. But I don't know that. The Traveler doesn't know that. Oh, wait. No, I'm still in the green. I'm still in the green. Oh my god, die! Die! You're almost dead. Come on. We need a doctor. Nugget, come on. Help me, please! I'm about to die! I'm about to die, I'm about to die, I'm about to die, and I do not feel like playing this shit again. Okay. Oh my god, you have your shield up! Okay. Come on. Good? Okay. Ugh. Oh my god, finally, it's over. It's over, it's over! Phew. It's finally over. O chosen of dragons, you have completed every trial set before you. The Flame Lord's blessing has been dispelled. The curse has been lifted. I guess it's finally over. Paimon was gonna say, for you to have grown up this big and yet still be safe, Nugget. Could it be that fighting was just... Sorry. Could it be that fighting was just what was needed to remove the bloodline curse? Still, that Sage of the Stolen Flame weirdo didn't show up, not even once. Maybe he already did. Did you see him, little guy? Traveler with that protagonist intuition. Aurora? Wait, what's wrong? Were you hurt during battle? Chosen of dragons, I choose you after much deliberation. And you have my thanks. For all you have done, I have always believed in you. It's hard for me to say this, Borbitusk. Never forget that I love you. Oh. Oh, he was talking to us. Oh, he was talking to us. Hey, Nugget, what's gotten into you? Hey, you're back to your normal size. Uh-oh, this whole place is shaking. Is the volcano about to blow? Let's get Nugget out first. Right. Whoops, can't forget his scarf. The Lost Holy City. Oh. So, this is as far as the maintenance functions go. I thought your technical skills would have taken us a bit further. Still, I finally understand how you felt, Shriakalotl, my great brother. Yeah, this, Shriakalotl being, his brother was another thing I also knew, thanks to me popping into his wiki for a hot second. I now know what it means to come to the end of one's days, to yearn to see this one thing done, or to receive that single clear answer, and to be willing to do anything to accomplish these goals. Mr. Ghibli Guy says, hey again, Pepper, hey! I imagine you'd scold me. Why are the things I say and do always worlds apart? If I had truly wished for a dragon to activate that system, should I have not raised them within the sacred city, teaching them to hate this world? Why did I send them to be by a human's side? Perhaps, deep down, I still wish to believe. But look, isn't it wonderful? It made the same choice I made back then. And Ochkan too, for that matter. My king, my elder brother, O Lord who gave me life on the day you yourself were born. You once said that in my final moments, I would understand your desire. But it seems that on this point alone, I cannot concede. Well, that was weird. All that shaking and all the volcano did was blow off just a little smoke. We ran ourselves silly just for that. Rawr? Not that you had to run. We grabbed you. Yeah, not that you had to run. We grabbed you and booked it. Still, you guys gave us quite the fright, fainting the way you did after the battle. Are you still feeling unwell? Rawr. Sure sounds like the worst is over. Anyway, so, is that Flame Lord's blessing gone now? But Nugget still has that mark on his head. Reach out to the little Tupellosaurus. As you reach out your hand, he stands up straight on his hind legs, rubbing his horns gently against your palm. The mark, red as flame itself, has dimmed and cooled, no longer concealing that faint warmth. It seems that whatever power it had has gone now. Rawr. Paimon can't help but feel like you were a bit smaller while you were bigger just now. Now, well, you're back to looking a bit silly. True, but he is our silly little guy. I like him just the way he is. Me too. Well, yeah, but still. Anyway, who'd have thought that we'd remove that Flame Lord's blessing, huh? We might just be on our way to writing ourselves a new legend, All this adventuring's made Paimon hungry, though. I was gonna say tired. Should we go get some blazed meat stew? Or maybe a little cake? Rawr? Rawr, 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 rawr. You want to eat both? You greedy little saurian. But today is a day for celebrations, so sure. Let's go right now. And that's it. Oh my god, okay. So. First things first, we're gonna collect our stuff. And after collecting our stuff, oh my god, Nivelette's crying. Totally understandable, my guy. Totally understandable. Anything here? Anything important here? Oh, reward free. Yeah, thank you. Oh. Sorry, I'm just like looking over all of the stuff. What's in here? Just looking over all the stuff that we have. It's a new in the Pilgrim's Chronicle thingy. I still don't understand what exactly I'm supposed to do with this. Like now, like currently is what I mean. We also had an item too. Where is it? We had an item given to us as well. Yeah, we were given some sort of item. Oh, it was this. A nearly weightless black jade, enveloped in chilling flames. If it could be pieced together, perhaps something extraordinary might happen. Oh, interesting. And finally, the achievements, which this time I'm gonna read. Creating a path desired. Choose the direction you wish to take. Y'all should have given me more Primo Gems, considering the amount of emotional damage you gave me in that scene. Flowers for someone. Perhaps, compared to the world that was within its grasp, there's nothing else that matters more. Is that it? No more? Okay. Last things last, I'm just gonna collect, my items from Catherine. And then I'm going to leave the temple because it's music. I need to go to a place with music that, like, fits the vibe. Or not, because I guess I'm just gonna be going back to my little screen. Actually, yeah, we're just gonna do that. Alright. Oh, there you are. Katarina, how are you? Give me my stuff. Thank you. Thanks. And also give me my dispatching character on a mission. Thank you. Okay, so, I'm going to blip out for just like a minute or so. Yeah, I'm just gonna blip out for a minute or so, guys, and then I'm gonna come back and man, I have stuff to talk about. So let's just get out of here. Let's just go to the infinite void. Let's go here, and I'm gonna just like put on the little music. And okay, so yeah, I'm gonna blip out for like a hot second, but I'll be back. I'll be back. Just bear with me for a hot minute. We're back. Okay. Let me read some of the comments that I might have missed. Okay. Let's see. Nugget platforming. Okay, Nugget platforming. Darkstar said, so the big bad guy just sat there and watched all that happen. Thanks. No lagging stream. Yeah, no, it sucks. Crunk said, thousands of years of intelligence flowing in Nugget, and his first instinct is to make his shield as far away as possible, shaking my head. literally. Cora says, Cora said, he's trying his best. We need a doctor. Yay! Oh, silly. Don't tell me he is tall me his dead. I think what you're trying to say was, don't tell me he's dead. Nugget is alive. Yeah, Mr. Ghibli guy said, is this the end of the new Natlan story? Yes, it kind of was. Nugget was loved. Aww. Mr. Ghibli guy says, by the way, aside from Genshin, do you also play other Hoyo games too? No. I want to play Star Rail, but how do I put this? I know I will get obsessed with Star Rail. Like, I know that. I know Star Rail is going to be another game that I'm just going to be absolutely obsessed with. And that's kind of the reason why I hesitate to play it. I want to play it, but I hesitate. Because, like, to put it simply, Genshin has, like, the Genshin, like, has basically taken over my life, so to say, or more accurately, like, I love Genshin Impact, if that isn't, like, obvious to you guys. I really love it, and I don't know, I love it a lot. I like, I like the characters, I like the music, all of that cool stuff. Hell, like, I like to take the time to, like, read the lore. I even write fanfictions, multiple fanfictions, which one day I'll publish. Post, I mean. What I'm trying to say is that, like, Genshin is one of those games that, like, truly I've just, like, become, like, so obsessed with. And I know the same thing would happen with Honkai Star Rail. I know that, but at the same time, I'm also like, do I want another game to absolutely take over every minute of my life? You know what I mean? But I do want to play Star Rail. I really do, though. So, yeah. Darkstar says it's very long and it's easy to fall in love with the lore. Yeah, it occupies a good chunk of your brain. Exactly. But okay. This quest. This is first impressions, by the way. My opinion might change a little later on. Although, knowing me, it probably won't that much. But I'm just saying, like, in the event that my opinion does change and you're like, but you said in this stream, blah, 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 blah. But again, knowing me, it probably won't change too much, but in the event that it does. This is probably my second, that I have played, this is probably my second favorite world quest. Deadass. Literally, oh my god. Like, when we played, I guess I could say, like, the first part, question mark, of this volcano quest. When we first enter the volcano and we need to, like, unlock the seals and blah, blah, blah. All of that. When we had to, like, unlock all of the seals and all that. I mentioned this on the stream, but, like, I thought it was okay. And I was like, I kind of liked the Ochkan Atlan quest a lot better. And, cause, like, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of really cool stuff in there, but it didn't grip me the same way as, like, other quests have, you know? And, like, oh my god, has my opinion completely changed. It kind of reminds me of, and I know I keep mentioning this, but it kind of reminds me of, Venti's first story quest, and what I mean by that is that, like, you spend so long, like, kind of just playing, and even if you like a few moments, you spend a good while waiting for it to get good, you know, waiting for it to get to the good part. And then it does. You do get to the good part, and your, like, opinion of the thing completely changes, and you kind of realize that, like, everything, like, all of the stuff that you had to kind of sort of slog through was, like, part of the build-up, and you start to see these more boring moments in a much more different perspective. You know, it's one of those things. And I'm not saying that this volcano quest was the same. I wouldn't go as far as to say that, but it kind of had a very similar effect on me, that, like, once we actually gave the golden entreaties, this quest completely changed. Absolutely. 100% it completely changed. Into, like, oh my god. It was amazing. Darkstar says, I'm you, but for HSR. Chorus says, all of the Hoyoverse games have insane lore and so much reading. They do. Mr. Ghibli Guy says, I have just played HSR 2, and it's kind of fun, though there are some flaws like Genshin. The system is similar to Genshin's, but it's more of a turn-based compared to ZZZ and Genshin Impact. Oh, yeah, that too. First of all, I'm not even a gamer in the first place. I don't even, like, play video games, not like that. I'm not that into turn-based. and I know I complain every single time I have to fight in Genshin, but like, I do like it on a level. Like, no duh, I still play the game. Like, no duh, do I enjoy it on some level. And turn-based is something that I'm not, like, super into. Because I've played, like, Pokemon games before. Like, turn-based Pokemon games. No, like, when I say I know I'll get obsessed with HSR, it would be, like, all of the other stuff. It would be, like, the gacha, and it would be, like, the lore and the story and all that good stuff. And the character designs are very cool, Chef's Kiss. I've seen some of them. They look really dope. I love how, like, you know, obviously because it's the same studio that does Genshin, they're very similar, but you can still, but, like, they have their own style. It's neat. Okay, but I need to focus on this quest. I think I can't avoid the fact that we were literally given the choice to destroy the world. Well, I guess Natlan, more accurately? But it kind of seemed like the world, if I'm to be honest. Add again. We were given the choice to destroy the world, effectively. And I didn't think they would commit. And I mean, like, okay, they didn't commit fully in the sense that we went back to change our decision. But Because, obviously if Genshin can't just be a white screen, for the rest of his life, like, that would be freaking insane. But, like, they all, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But it's not that. It's the canon. It's what I'm talking about. It's the fact that in canon, if you clicked confirmed, you just killed everyone. In canon. And I was waiting for a moment where they would say you went back in time, or what I was expecting completely was like in the third confirmation, Nugget was suddenly like, actually no, I don't want to kill that's what I was expecting. And it was not that. And that was like a shock to the system. And like one of the reasons it was a shock to the system is, first of all, the fact that the game even committed to that. But also the fact that Nugget's an NPC. Like, he isn't even a playable, marketable character. Like, what I mean is that he is not a character meant to be important in the story. And yet, he had the ability to just kill everything. And we were given that choice. And the thing that gets me is that, like, I think too, every single player that has clicked confirmed, they clicked it for the similar reasons I did, in the sense of, in the sense of, oh, they're not actually going to nuke Natlan, they're not actually going to destroy the world. And then you find out that you did. And like, it's one of those things where it's like, you don't realize what you did, or you underestimate what you're doing, which I guess in the further sense of the story, I guess it's what it's about. It's that you're given this choice, and even if you understand what the choice is, you don't fully know the ramifications of said choice. I think that's what it's doing. Yeah. And this music does not fit. But that was, I don't know, it was kind of like the realization that, like, you fell into the trap. You fell into the fact that, like, oh, it can't be that bad. And it makes you wonder, is that what Chocolatl thought? Is that what Nugget thought? Did they think it can't be that bad? And then Nugget doesn't. And then, in the realm of nothingness, Nugget, well, I guess, but Nugget suddenly thinks, wait, no, maybe this isn't what I wanted. Chorus says, hold on. Krunk says, a few weeks ago, Genshin released some info on Twitter, and it said, like, around 43% of people chose to activate Huitzilopochtli for the first time. Chorus says, I wonder how the story would have progressed if it continued after the explosion. That would have been crazy. They wouldn't have done it because, we still have the actual story, we still have, like, Snezhnaya and Khaenri'ah and all of that, but that would have been some massive balls, bro. Like, that would have been, like, game-killing balls. Like, but yeah, no, like, I'm thinking about it in the sense that, like, not only as a player, you think it can't be that bad, but that is probably what Nugget, well, the little Saurian, more accurately, what the Saurian and the Pyro Dragon thought. It can't possibly be that bad. Sure, it sucks, but there has to be something to come out of it, right? And then you do it. And you think, maybe it's not what I wanted. Maybe I could have chosen something else. We were given that option. Well, not option, per se. Well, yeah, we were given the option. We were given the option to go back. Us, the player, the outside observer, could jump into another timeline. But the Saurian could not. He made his choice. And he dealt with it. And another thing that makes me just utterly sad is when Wahak'lahun tells the Saurian, the Traveler and Paimon do not care about you. And it's like, in canon, the Traveler cares about the Saurian. Of course it does. But what I think, at least, the Traveler cares about the Saurian in the same way the Traveler cares about, like, an NPC. Because that is what Nugget is. Like, yeah, they're my friend, and I will talk to them, and I like them, and I like to hang out with them, and we join in fights together. But the Traveler's goal is and always will be to find their sibling and leave. Unless they change their mind at the end, I don't know. But at least at this point, that is their goal. And I always remember the scene in We Will Be Reunited. It was around the time Inazuma came out, where the Traveler met their sibling for the first time in like forever. And the very first thing the Traveler says, the very first, mind you, this is like Mondstadt and Liyue days, okay? Okay, this is like early in the game. The very first thing the Traveler says immediately is, let's go home. Let's get out of here. And it's like, did those adventures in Mondstadt and Liyue mean nothing to you? It's like, no, the Traveler obviously cares about these nations. But its goal will always and forever be to leave. And I think, I can't say that's exactly what Wahak'lahun was saying, but that is what, in his mind, the Traveler doesn't care about the Saurian.
Fargo
But,
is your virtual assistant.
shut up.
Wells Fargo.
In his mind, the Traveler doesn't care about the Saurian. And he is wrong. The Traveler obviously cares about the Saurian. But he's not completely wrong. There is some truth to that. Yeah, the Traveler cares about the Saurian, but they don't care about it that much. And Nugget doesn't care, of course. Nugget had his whole little speech saying, like, they may not care much about me, but I care a lot about them. And then you wonder, is this how the other NPCs think? Is this how the other characters think? And like, I know that the Traveler and the player, which is us, the Traveler isn't fully a stand-in for the player, right? The Traveler does have its own the Traveler has their own character, and they have their own motivations and blah 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 that are outside of you, the player. But, you know, the Traveler is still the player character, right? A lot of what the Traveler does is reflecting what the protagonist does. And hold on. Darkstar says the top goal is going home. Mr. Ghibli Guy says, it's funny how people ship Traveler and other characters. I gotta say, it's really oopsie daisy what people are doing. And Cora says, it feels heavily implied. Yeah. And like, what I'm saying is the fact that, like, Wahak'lahun isn't fully wrong when he says that. Because, like, in canon, the Traveler has more important priorities. And as a player, like you, the player, how many of you people cared about this little Saurian when he appeared? You probably thought, oh, what a cute little guy, what an adorable marketable plushie. But how many of you actually cared about him? More importantly, how many people skipped the dialogue in this quest? How many people cared so little about this quest that they just skipped through the dialogue just to get the Primo Gems, the reward, as Wahak'lahun says? How many people just brought Nugget there for the sole purpose to get Primo Gems? And okay, and don't get this twisted, I'm not saying, like, how dare players skip through the dialogue, because I do that too. I'd be a hypocrite. But I'm saying, like, I'm saying, like, how the story is not only touching on the depressing reality of the canon, but also the depressing reality of you, the player. And more, and I guess more like the connection between the player and the protagonist, which is the Traveler, where even though the Traveler is a different character, there's still a reflection of the protagonist. And so the Traveler will reflect a couple of traits, which would mean not really caring about the NPCs. So there's that. And then the whole Nugget being like, I don't care if they don't care about me, I care about them. Which, again, I'm talking about in a more, like, wider storytelling perspective. I'm not flaming any player who doesn't care about the NPCs. I don't care about half of them. But I'm talking about, like, in a general, like, in a wider story perspective, it really makes you think how many of these NPCs that you have clicked through, like, I guess liked you a lot more than you did. You know what I mean? Like how many of these NPCs were fully realized characters is, I guess, what I'm trying to say. How many of these NPCs were fully realized characters and you just didn't care? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And again, I'm saying this as like a connection to the Traveler as a character. I'm not saying this in like, how dare you not play Genshin in a certain way. I'm saying this in like a larger story sense. I'm saying this in the sense that, in canon, those aren't NPCs. Those are people with lives and feelings, and these people, if they formed a friendship with the Traveler, to these NPCs, there is probably an actual real friendship, a deep friendship, and to the Traveler, there's a friendship. And that's it. Mr. Ghibli Guy says, I bet there are still many people who still love to hear about the lore more. I know a lot of people didn't because they tend to focus about getting rewards for the characters, lol. Yeah, it's a bit of calling out the audience a little bit. I can't help but feel like, okay. I'm gonna circle a little bit to, and I know I keep mentioning, I keep mentioning this a lot, but, it's because I love it so much. The Remuria quest in Fontaine. And I didn't stream it. I played it by myself, and I read it by myself. And honestly, if I'm gonna be 100% honest, if that quest wasn't about Remuria, I probably wouldn't have read it. I probably would have just skipped all of the dialogue just to get the rewards, if I'm to be honest. But it was about Remuria, and I really liked Remurian lore, or at least like the little we had of it. So I played the whole thing, and I've mentioned this multiple times, but like, and I am biased. I am very biased, but the Remuria quest, like, really got me really emotional, to put it simply. It got me incredibly emotional. And to me, it still is to this day probably like my favorite Genshin World quest ever. To some people, it's the one with Jet and Sumeru. To other people, it's Surumi Island and Inazuma. And to other people, it's Enkanomiya, which is 100% fair. That makes 100% sense. But to me, personally, it was the Remuria quest. And the reason I'm saying this is because when I finished the Remuria quest, I really wanted people to play it, and more importantly, to read it. Because I thought, and I still think, that it is one of the best stories Genshin has ever written. But because of how their world quests are set up, and because most people don't care about the world quest, most people who played the Remuria quest did what I was going to do, and it was just skip all of the dialogue. And again, like, I need to preface this every single time. I am not saying, like, how dare you skip the Remuria quest. What I'm saying is that, in my humble opinion, I think those people missed out on an incredible story, is what I'm trying to say. And I can't help but feel that this quest, this Volcano quest, was maybe just a little bit a commentary on that. Just a little bit. Just the fact that, like, we're like, I guess the frustration for the writers that they create, like, they work really hard on this story and nobody plays it. Or more accurately, nobody reads it, you know? But yeah. On another point with the Remuria thing, which, remember when I said put a pin in that? I'm bringing it back. So when Wahaklahun was talking about the idea that Quetzalcoatl had to merge everybody into a single consciousness, first of all, that's very Evangelion. Because if there's one thing that Hoyoverse is that they're very big Neon Genesis Evangelion fans. But aside from big Evangelion reference, Remus, which was the god of Remuria in that era of Fontaine, Remus wanted to... Remus attempted a very similar thing. He tried a very, very similar thing of mixing everybody's consciousness into, like, one source of matter, except his plan was a little bit different because he was planning to, like, inject that soul consciousness into, like, stone golems and whatever. But what I'm saying is that he had a very similar idea. And here's the interesting thing. Before Remus had the idea, he traveled to Natlan. And to this day, I was wondering when, if ever, they would mention Remus again. And they haven't, at least to my knowledge. At least to my knowledge, they have not brought up Remus again. However, the fact that Quetzalcoatl had a very similar idea, makes me think that Remus traveled to Natlan and either spoke to the dragons, I guess? Either spoke to the dragons or observed the dragons. Or spoke to Quetzalcoatl himself, I don't know. And, like, learned of the idea of Huitzilopochtli and decided to, and thought, oh, that's a good idea. I'm gonna modify that idea so that it's not that bad, and bring it to my own nation. And just like Nugget, just like the player, he didn't think it was that bad. And the effect was permanent. It's crazy. It's, oh my god, it's wild. Darkstar says spam spacebar, literally. Chorus says all the effort and no one looks at it. It's truly a shame. Yeah, such huge fans. They even had a crossover with Honkai Impact 3rd. It's crazy. Okay. It's getting late. It's getting a bit late. But I'm not gonna lie, the second we were basically flashed with the white screen, I knew, like, oh, I'm gonna talk a lot about this. I am going to talk for a while about this, because that was insane. One more thing that I need to mention. Why wasn't this, why wasn't this idea, I guess, used for Natlan's Archon quest? I understand that a lot of the dragon stuff is, you know, very tied to the lore, and a lot of the lore stuff is mostly only really shown in World Quest and not Archon Quest. Like, I get that. But, like, I guess what I mean is, first of all, Natlan is the nation of dragons, so it would actually make a lot of... Oh, Crunk just subscribed! Thank you so much! It's a very good adventure, everything you told to us. Thank you. But I need to finish in this final thought. What I mean is, you know, Natlan is the nation of dragons, so I think it would make complete sense if the Natlan Archon quest focused a lot on dragons, right? And the dragons also had to fight off the Abyss, so you could still keep the plan of fighting off the Abyss, right? Like, it still would have made a lot of sense. I'm not sure if Huitzilopochtli should have been used in the Archon quest, but on the other hand, I feel like it should have. Because that is something actually insane. That is something that I feel like only really can belong in a main story. And it wasn't. It's like Enkanomiya, where its own lore bomb literally changed Genshin theories forever, you know? And it's why a lot of people, including myself, think that the Enkanomiya quest should have been an Archon quest. Just simply because of how big that revelation was. I'm not saying that this quest, as it is, should have been an Archon quest, but I feel like the element, the idea of this story should have been used. Wahaklahun should have been used. Because he was really close with Xbalanque, you know. Like, Xbalanque chose to die. Wahaklahun, as a dragon, stays immortal. But even he came to the conclusion that maybe he too should die. Not because, like, oh, my sins, I deserve to die for, I have committed, like, many great atrocities, I should suffer, because I feel like most characters that are, like, I deserve death, they're, like, of that archetype. Wahakla seems to be more of, I've just lived for far too long kind of guy. How would Movika interact with it? Man, I don't know. Maybe she has like a rare, or maybe the Archon. Maybe like the Pyro Archon is either naturally or like requires to have a really close connection with dragons of some sort, or maybe Movika, I don't know, in her attempt to fight off the abyss, hears like old legends about Quetzalcoatl's own plan to fight the abyss, and she decides to investigate it and learns of this. I don't know, some elements, I think. Krunk says, Capitano also received the secret source stuff from random people that Movika never heard of and was never elaborated on. I was thinking that it was some connection or something. That it was supposed to be some connection or something. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, what was all that about? What was all that? That is also a really good point. Yeah, I don't know. I like Natlan's Archon Quest, don't get me wrong, I do. I really do. Especially the last part, the last section. I really do. But, you know, it's the writing was really rough on it, to put it very simply, and, like, I feel like it should have had, like, it should have been written, it should have spent a little more time in the oven, I think. And, okay, I know I said that was going to be my last point, but my real last point, Wahakla himself. I love how tragic it is that he truly believed that it truly is sad how he truly believed that because he's basically immortal, if he just waited long enough, humans would create a great civilization that dragons could be a part of. Because forget Natlan uniting as one nation. Like, what he really wanted was a world where humans and dragons could live equally. And even in the most peaceful of nations, even in Mondstadt, a dragon absolutely terrifies them. And, yeah, a dragon absolutely terrifies them, even in Mondstadt. And so it's not just, oh, I waited for the people of Natlan to come together. I think just in general, I want people to come together, but more importantly, live amongst dragons. Yeah. And he waited for thousands and thousands of years. Like, according to lore, he gave the primal flame to humanity, hoping it would help them get to that point. And instead of using the flame, you know, to advance themselves and civilize themselves, they used it for war and to kill themselves, to harm them, to like, I don't know, to do bad stuff, right? And, like, Wahakla was really saddened by that, I know, like, in the lore. And he just kind of gave up. He just gave up. And he was angry at the Saurian for not choosing to destroy the world. But it's also really sad how when the machine turned on, when he says, like, perhaps maybe I should have chosen this in the past, like, it gave me that inkling that even though he gave up, he wanted to give up, he wanted Nugget to give up, there was still that little part of him that didn't want to. But the fact that he got to the point where he gave up made him understand what his brother was doing with his Quetzalcoatl. Because his whole plan was to go against his brother, to not kill the world, basically. And yet he got to a point where he started to understand it. And even Ochkan, his absolutely crazy son, like, oh, don't get me wrong, Ochkan was wild. Like, I love his character. He's so fascinating. Ochkan is such a fascinating character to me. He's not a good person, not in the slightest. That's like half the reason why I find him so interesting. But anyway, Ochkan is not a good person in the slightest. But the thing that's interesting with Ochkan is that he had hope. Hope in the sense that he hoped for a great civilization of humanity kind of hope. Not necessarily hope in the sense of like... in the cute little wholesome way. His hope was for dragons to be exterminated and to and for humans to prosper. Like yeah. But it was still like Ochkan clung on to this idea of humanity being on top so much that he was literally mutilating himself. Okay, maybe not mutilating himself. That's a headcanon of mine. But he was literally taking pints and pints of blood off of him to use these dragon machines for the sake of his goal. Like he was literally willing to harm himself for this goal. And was it crazy? And was he crazy? Yes. But like, he didn't give up, is what I'm trying to say. And Wahak'lahun, I think he loves that about Ochkan, but also hates that. Because he sees himself, okay, like when I say he sees himself in Ochkan, I mean like, you're doing a thing hoping that it would do something, that it would fix something, that it would help something. And you see it not working. Yeah. And with that, I think I'm gonna end it. I think I'm gonna end the stream. This quest was amazing. It was fascinating. I adored this quest. It surprised me so much. The hype was worth it, I think. I am more than satisfied. Yeah. So for next stream, I don't know. I think we're just gonna doodle or something. I think we're just gonna doodle or something. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do for next stream, for Tuesday. Yeah, we're gonna wait till something else happens in Genshin to go back to that, but... yeah, no, that's it, guys. If I keep going, I'm just gonna keep repeating myself. Thank you guys so much for being here, and for sticking through this stream, like... thank you so much for hearing my super long rambles on Genshin lore. This is why I love Genshin. It's stuff like this. When I see people saying like Genshin writing sucks and blah blah blah, like I understand where they're coming from, but we get stuff like this. We get stuff like this, and I'm like, this is why I keep playing the game. It's stuff like this. This is why I keep playing with. It's like it's great. But. Yeah, and no, we're not gonna end this with an ad. Hell no. Alright, guys. That's it. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.